I'm David Rock, Director of the Neuroleadership Institute. Welcome to Connect, the neuroscience of quality conversations. Perhaps you've been in this situation. You found yourself planning for a 5-minute conversation, wanting to get from A to B, but find yourself going in circles. 45 minutes later, you're still hashing an idea out, getting nowhere, both of you feeling frustrated. In the Connect videos, we'll introduce 3 areas of research that will improve the quality of your everyday and planned interactions. Our goal is to help all managers and employees learn, grow, and achieve results faster. These 3 research areas are the SCARF model, research on insight, and growth mindset. Today, we'll introduce the first area of research called the SCARF model. Understanding the SCARF model can help you plan for more positive connections and is the first step on your journey to connecting better. Your brain is wired to keep you away from threats or dangers, like, for example, fire. We call this an away state. Your brain is also wired to orient you towards rewards, things like candy. We call this a towards state. In the brain, the threat response is much stronger than the reward response. You run from a fire, but you smile at candy. That's because threat is stronger, but reward is better. When we have a threat response, our brain chemistry changes and we become more reactive. We shut down to new ideas. We also become less perceptive, less able to process complex ideas, less creative and less collaborative. Simply put, in a threat state, we're less effective. It turns out that physical things are not the only threats that matter. The brain is finely attuned to our social environment. Research shows that social threats or rewards can activate the same center of the brain as physical threats or rewards. This means that social interactions matter. The SCARF model describes the 5 social drivers that can activate strong threats or rewards and stands for status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. Status is about your relative social standing. Certainty is a feeling of predictable direction. Autonomy is a feeling of control. Relatedness is safe connection with similar people. And fairness is about equal treatment. When we interact with others, it can be easy to inadvertently create threats from one or more of these SCARF drivers. This can result in quite a strong threat or away response. Here's an example. Imagine you're checking in with an employee about a customer interaction they just had. If you ask, why didn't you follow protocol? You might generate a strong threat response to status. Instead, if you ask, what are your thoughts on what you might do differently next time? You should get a better response. Instead of creating a status threat that shuts down the employee, you create a potential status reward by giving them a chance to look good. This creates a towards state and helps people open up and share their thinking. Remember, threat is stronger, but reward is better. Use the SCARF model to identify potential threats and make a plan to create positive connections through creating a towards state. Give you a second example. Imagine you're meeting with a team to work on a project. If you lay out every detail of every step, showing people exactly what to do, you're likely to create a threat to autonomy. Instead, lay out your goals and expectations about quality. This brings people into the project, helps them take ownership and responsibility, and puts them in a towards state. Now that we've explored the importance of the SCARF model for creating a towards state, it's time to try this out. We've designed some tools to help you think about and apply what you've learned in your conversations over the next week. The first is the SCARF practice tool. This is a guide and practice sheet that gives you some do's and don'ts and suggested activities. Try these activities out with your direct reports and see what happens. The second is a 2-page research summary on SCARF that gives you a little background on the model if you'd like to understand it further. Remember, the goal of Connect is to help you have more quality conversations. With a few simple changes, we can all have better connections for better outcomes company-wide.